Morning, this is Kelley Hobart from Alpaca Direct. We were trying to do our Facebook Live and we had difficulty with it. Didn't want to stream, so we're going to be posting this later on today. And I hope you enjoy watching this. If you hear the noise in the background, we're here at Lake Louise in Canada. And we are on vacation. And so you'll hear some extra noise, and that's because we're not at home. So I hope you can hear us. And you go ahead and post comments in the comments section, and we will be having a prize again today, and we're going to be doing the prize for today is called Crochet, and it is a custom quarter. What it does is make a really fancy cord, and we're going to make garland with mini ornaments. So I'm going to show you what I'm doing with my project that I'm working on and how I'm doing it, so I can give you a few little hints with that. Anyway, so the first thing is our winner from last week was our Linda Stowell, and she got 3 lovely skeins of this Ultra Alpaca Light, and it's not in this colorway because I don't have it with me because I'm not at the store. So Linda, if you can give us your shipping information, that would be great. And everyone else out there that would like to be entered to win a prize, today's prize, go ahead and post comments in the comment section and what you're working on, and let us know, any comments that you have, and you'll be entered to win for this next week's prize. So the first thing that project I wanted to talk about was this church mouse pattern, and you can find it on alpacadirect.com, and it is a lovely Christmas stocking, and it's made with Malabrigo worsted weight. And it is a super simple pattern with an afterthought heel, and it was fun to make. So I would go ahead and take a look at that if you want to do Christmas stockings for your family members. Also, Terry had this wonderful stocking. Terry is one of our employees from Alpaca Direct, and she made this out of grocery store yarn, and she is knitting along here. It hasn't been blocked yet, but it has little gingerbread men on it and little hearts, and I thought it was quite cute, so I wanted to share that with you. And that is a paid-for pattern that you can find on Ravelry by Cindy Steinberg, and I think it's like $4 and something for the pattern. And so you go ahead and take a look at that if you like doing stockings, because I think that these are darling, and she's made quite a few of them. And she's just used inexpensive grocery store yarn so that it can be thrown in the wash machine, and she doesn't have to worry about them ruining this lovely project. Also, if you have a loved one, this one is called Simply Scarf, and this is just made out of mystery yarn, and you can find it free on Ravelry by Chris Basta. And I thought it was kind of cute because it's a super simple project, and it's one that won't take you too much time. So if you have a lot of family members you're trying to knit for, this is a great project, and I thought it was cute, so I wanted to share that with you. And that is by Chris Basta, and it's called Simply Scarf on Ravelry. Another project that I totally love, and I've knit this one many, many times, it's called the 1898 hat, and it is free on Ravelry as well, and it has these nice double thick ear flaps that you go ahead and knit this bottom piece, and then you go ahead and pick up stitches around the top and do the top part of it. So the 1898 hat has been done by thousands of people. There's thousands of projects on Ravelry, and it's very clearly written. It's a free pattern on Ravelry, and I love this hat pattern. So if you have people that get really cold ears, or you can size it down for infants, kids, and use it and make sure they're extra warm. So that is a great project. Also, Terry had made this purse for a class that we had at Alpaca Direct, and it's using brown sheep lamb's pride and a crochet hook of size G, and it's called let's see, that pattern is the Crochet Star Stitch Tote, and it's free on Ravelry. And if you look at it, it's really cute. So for those of you who like to crochet out there, I thought this was darling. So I wanted to share that with you. That's a neat gift for people. Okay, and also, this last little thing that I wanted to talk about is this is the garland that I'm starting to make. And I have it backwards, sorry. Can you see the front of it? And do you see this rope? That's what the Crochet custom quartered makes. It makes this. And this is the first time I've ever used it, so it's not exactly perfect, but I still think it's very cool. And so you can make your own Christmas tree garland. And these, what I did with these, Jim, if you can come just a little closer, I made like a slip stitch of 30 stitches or 32 stitches or so. And then I just stick it over the top over the top, and you just thread it through. And then you can snug it up to tighten it on. You see?
Why don't you hold it up in the sun?
And then you can move them around because they're not really fastened very tight. So you can move them around however you want to. And I tried, some patterns say that you can go ahead and cast on, 36 stitches or so and then bind it off, but it made a really thick cord. And it was too thick for these mini ornaments. It just looked out of place. So I like this with the slip stitches using a crochet hook. And slip stitching 30 or so was about right for what I was doing. It seemed to be about the right size. And then, like I said, to go ahead and just loop it over the top and then put it in place like that. And then you can just move them around how you want them. And I also saw a really cute thing where people were using it for nativity type things. So every day of in December, they would have little prizes they would stuff in the little socks for kids. And so I thought that was a great idea too. And this, I wanted to show you what the cord looks like when I slip stitch. So this is ready to be put on. And here's your cord. And then I just have two ends, and I just go ahead and put it in the back and fix it to the actual stocking. And so that's what it looks like when I fasten it on there. So that was pretty cool. Also, another little tip from one of our commenters on our blog had recommended using, you know how I like those little bands for the kids' hair bands? She recommended using those to hold your needles, your knitting needles in place. And I thought that was so cool. I wanted to show you what it looks like. So if you have these little hair bands that we buy at Sally's Beauty Supply Store, all these little hair bands, they make great stitch markers, but they also can be used to hold your needles in place so they don't get unwrapped and fall apart and make a mess in your bag. I also wanted to tell you about a few of the patterns. Yes, the first pattern that I wanted to talk about is this sweater that I'm wearing. It's called Brick. And I just finished it for our Begin to Knitters. It's a great first time sweater, and what I liked about it is it's knit flat for a little while, so you get more of a round neck instead of having it so high up, and that was pretty cool. And then you join it in the round and you work it in the round from there. I also put one purl stitch on each side to add a little structure because it is knit in the round. It actually almost acts like a faux seam on the side, and so I did that as well. And then when I did my ribbing on the bottom, I cast on a few more stitches so that the ribbing wasn't sucking the whole project in, because I didn't want my ribbing to be tight. And then I made sure to bind off in the purl stitch, but I used a needle that was several sizes larger than what I was knitting with, and it gave me the bind off was not tight. It's comfortable. So anyways, and then I made mine short sleeve, and I did that so that I can wear my sweater longer and more often because it's not going to be too hot. In the winter, I find whenever I'm wearing alpaca, it's so hot that there are very few days, even in Coeur d'Alene, that I can wear it and be comfortable all day long. So especially when I go in the house. So having it short sleeve was really awesome. And then, so I have this brick that I finished, and also I wanted to show you a few holiday patterns. There's this Willow Yarns pattern. It's called Holiday Socks. I really thought there were some cute patterns in here, and so this can be found free on Ravelry, and I enjoyed that one. And also, this was a Christmas gift idea for those of our loved ones that do not like wearing hats. I kind of like that hood, and it's a quick knit, and it makes a great gift, and you can get it done in a timely fashion, especially if you're starting now for your Christmas gifts. So I thought that was pretty cool to share with you. Also, I wanted to make sure that all of you post comments in the comment section, because I wanted you to get a chance to win this custom quarter, and this is our prize for this week. So if you go ahead and you enter in the comments in the comment section, tell us where you're from, what you're working on, you'll be entered to win this custom quarter, and it makes a cord that looks like that. So this is pretty cool. It's a great prize this week, and I think that you can use it for all different kinds of crafts, not just knitting and crochet. So I thought that was a pretty cool prize for this week. And then, of course, we had last week's winner, and that was Linda Stoll, and she won 3 skeins. It's Linda Stoll, and she won 3 skeins of this Ultra Alpaca Light, and not in this colorway because we don't have the yarn with us. I did not take it with me. So anyway, so if you can give us your shipping information, we'll go ahead and get that out in the mail too. So I think that's about all that I have for this week. Oh, I wanted to show you these little Christmas balls. And one of our staff members, Tara, she made these, and all she did is she cast on, 6 stitches, and then she would go knit front and back, and then knit a few rows, and as soon as she could get it to go up over the ball, then she would knit like a little over an inch, and then do very few decreases, and then she would slip, because you still have to be able to slip it over the ball, and then she would put it in place by just taking your stitches that you have and threading your working yarn through those live stitches and just pulling it tight. Instead of decreasing all the way down, you just decrease a little bit to get over your balls. And this is a great way to use scrap yarn. So if you want to cover the Christmas balls, that's another gift idea for you. And you could also make that cord, the slip stitch cord that you found on these little guys, and use this little cord right here, make that cord to go on these ornaments, and that would look darling too. Yeah, but anyways, so you guys have get to work on your Christmas in July, because Christmas will be here before long, and I hope that you're all enjoying yourselves, and make sure, you know, those mini ornaments are great projects to work on when it's really hot. So when it's dreadfully hot outside, having those little tiny projects that you can work on so you can still keep up your skills is wonderful. So happy knitting and crocheting, and I'll talk to you again next week. Take care.